And welcome to another video of Elite FPL, where two guys talk about their FPL escapades. One person doing good this week, the other person doing equally as good. Steve-O, it's been a hot minute since we last did a video. It seems like, for me, I'm in this bubble of time where things just seem to be slowing down. But contrary to that, what isn't slowing down is the fixtures for FPL.
Yes.
First and foremost, let's just talk about the game week that's just happened. Game week 17, we're going to go straight into it. You ended up getting 94 points, I believe. Am I right in saying that you got 94 points?
Yeah,
I got 90 points. Now, going into yesterday, you were having a pretty average game week by all accounts. And it was going into Tuesday. I'm sorry. Going into Tuesday, you were having a pretty bang average, below average game week up until the point where Manchester United faced Nottingham Forest. It couldn't have gone any better for you. Wan-Bissaka coming through with a clean sheet. Rashford getting you a goal and an assist, and Anthony Martial sticking the ball in the back of the net also. So points from all three of your Manchester United assets. You must be absolutely, very happy with the decision to triple up on Man United, and feel justified in the sense of getting 6 points from Wan-Bissaka, 26 points from 3 players. That's absolutely incredible. Rashford getting you 14. Martial getting you 6 points. It's turned your game week around. That game in itself has pretty much destroyed all the point gain I had on you in the first couple of days.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'll ask you the question: how did Man United actually perform? Because you were quite pessimistic going into this.
Man United, they performed as I thought they would. They had large spells of possession in that game. Nottingham Forest didn't really show any great signs of threat to me. I think they were very toothless up front. Men behind the ball and trying to frustrate United. But United have got a spring in their step now. Ronaldo's gone. Now Bruno Fernandes is, given that creative freedom, running the midfield with Casemiro and Eriksen. I think they work really well at the moment as a combination. Casemiro, of course, intercepting the ball in the second half and feeding it through to Fred, but with the brilliant third goal. I just felt like the midfield is looking more solid under United now. But I'm very impressed with United with their attitude. I've been saying for so long that it's always been about a bad attitude at Man United, about having this ego or about having a chip on their shoulder or a beef with other team players, that may be in the squad. But recently, and certainly since Ronaldo's now obviously no longer at the club, that toxicity that may have existed in the dressing room, which a lot of people suspect did exist in the dressing room, that may not be there anymore. And if it isn't there anymore, Rashford's got a smile on his face. He's scoring goals. You know what players can do when they're happy, man. And the price points that Man United players are at, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw lots of people jumping on multiple Man United assets now, especially Rashford at 6.7. Has he gone 6.8, I think, last night? I've got Dalot in my team, but obviously people will be looking to bring, maybe him in, or maybe even going for Martial. Because 6.7 up front, I think he's like yourself. I mean, he's an absolute bargain on alternative to, say, Mitrovic, who's also doing very, very well. But no, it's been a completely successful game week for you. 94 points all out. Points from Kepa, Robertson, Wan-Bissaka, Martinelli, Salah, Rashford. Haaland, obviously, Martial coming through. The only players that disappointed, 3 players in particular, and they were Darwin Núñez, who, let's face it, could have scored a hat-trick easily.
Well, do you want to tell the audience what you wrote on Twitter? I thought it was very good what you wrote.
Yeah, I mean, it's people always get stuck about the points, right? And especially FPL points. People they criticise forwards and strikers if they're not getting goals and assists, and that's quite understandable for a lot of people. But if you observe the work that Darwin Núñez puts into a football game, and the torment he puts defenders through, and the space that he creates for others in that team, Darwin Núñez is a dream. Darwin Núñez, like if you were Mohamed Salah, you are absolutely just blown away by having someone like Darwin Núñez in your team, because he's literally throwing defenders out of position. And I was so impressed with him. Like he was doing everything right. His touch, his positioning, his ability to read the game. His finishing his finishing did let him down, but I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't be worried right now if I was a Liverpool fan, which I'm not. I can't stand Liverpool. But from a coach's point of view, Klopp is absolutely over the moon with his performance. Like if you watch that game as a neutral, and from a management point of view, as someone that's looking at roles within a team and what roles they're doing, Darwin Núñez for me was just more than a handful for Villa, and goals will come for him. Goals are going to come because he creates opportunities. He's creating that space. He's creating. He's got a good link-up play with Salah and others in the team. I was impressed with that. Bajatic, is that his name as well when he came on?
Right. Yeah.
He scored as well. But yeah, Robertson again getting the points. Trent, what happened to Trent? Sort of kind of fizzling away. People are still obviously very much, they're still kind of singing his praises. But for me, I think if it was a triple of Liverpool, would you? I'll ask you the question: if you were to triple it with Liverpool,
well, I have.
But like if you were to get, exactly. So
I've got the three best assets.
Yeah, Núñez, Salah, and Robertson, the three best assets. I guess that's what the short way of answering the question is. They are the three best assets.
But let's get real here. I predicted 3-1. I thought Liverpool would batter Aston Villa. You watched the game. You were very fortuitous with let's get real here, the Salah captaincy. He did outperform Haaland by 1 point. That is the truth of the matter. He did. But I mean, how were you feeling during that game? The fact that Salah got you a goal and assist, and he had that incredible moment where he ran the whole pitch and just unfortunately scuffed it at the end.
No, he didn't outperform Haaland by 1 point.
Did he not? I thought he got one more point than Haaland.
No, Salah got 12 points and Haaland got 13 points.
Sorry. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So I got off with the Salah captaincy in the sense that I didn't want to captain Salah this week, but it happened that way.
But it came through for you, didn't it?
It came. Well, I wouldn't say it came through. I say that
I had a fortuitous captaincy.
No. It didn't come through. If it come through for me, he would have outscored Haaland. That would be coming through for me.
Well, we're talking literally a point. We're talking hairlines.
2 points.
Here.
2 points.
It's nothing.
2 points actually.
Well, yeah, if we're going to get pedantic about it, but it's in the literal sense, it's 1 point. He got 20. He got 12.
But you started off. As we went into the game week, and obviously Boxing Day fixtures were on the Monday, and by the end of the Monday, obviously the Liverpool game had finished, the Arsenal game had finished. You were quite vocal and pissed off, and it's kind of like I was thinking to myself, well, the game week's not finished yet. Why, everything after that point went well for you. So it's kind of, were you? Looking back, were you maybe was it purely Salah's performance that pissed you off?
No,
because looking at your team, like I asked you the question, and I don't want to talk over you, but I will, because you essentially, your team itself, the only players that did bad were James, and he didn't play on Monday, so you got no reason to be annoyed with him. He played on Tuesday. Darwin, who I had in my team and lots of other people had failed anyway, but I'm just trying to work out what it was. other than Kulusevski, you had no real reason.
No, it was the fact that the likes of Mitrovic came through, who I got rid of. The fact that I benched Trippier in a game in which I assumed Leicester would at least score. I mean, that's a terrible result for Leicester. It tells me more about Leicester than it does about Newcastle. The fact that, your Salah captaincy came through, the fact that Saka scoring the goal, it's just all the popular picks coming through again. Almiron for you as well. It's just like...
Well, do you want to know something interesting? And we'll get to this in a minute. The lead that I had on you was 16 points.
Yeah.
That lead is now cut down to 12 points.
Yep.
But I've done a -4.
Well, I was going to bring this up because you've brought in a particular... Well, you blocked one of my players off, but I knew for a fact you had to take a hit to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you've done... Well, I know what you do. You want to reveal it now?
No, you guess what I've done.
Andreas out for Rashford, and then whatever player that you've got. In fact, because you said you're going 3-5-2, didn't you? So it means that you're going to have to have got rid of a defender. So I'm assuming it's the lot. Assuming it's the lot out.
How would I afford that? Well, I've got to find the 1.9 million from somewhere.
Right. So you've gone 3-5-2. I'm guessing then you've either got rid of Robertson or Trippier or a Kanji.
Nope.
Is that another midfielder?
Nope. I've got rid of an attacker. Nunes.
Darwin.
I bought a Mitrovic.
Okay, so you've now got...
So my team now is Kepa in goal.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll get it on the screen and I'll share it with you so you can see what it is. Let me just give me a moment.
Wow. Because Mitrovic is my next transfer, but for next week.
No, it's not.
For next week,
Stop copying me.
For next week, it is going to be. Okay.
Then our teams are going to go back to being
virtually identical.
Right, so this is my team. If I get it up on the screen, 1 sec.
I know for a fact that you did Rashford. I know that much.
Right, so my team is the following. You see it on there?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
So I've got Kepa in goal, Akanji, Trippier, and Robertson. Akanji will be Reece James by game week 20. So my back line.
He won't be because he's off. He's out injured for a month. He's gone
out for a month.
Yeah.
Oh, it won't be then. Akanji, Trippier, and Robertson at the back. Rashford, Almiron, Martinelli, Salah, De Bruyne, Mitrovic, Haaland.
Yeah, it's outstanding. It is outstanding. It's a worrying team.
Well, you say that. It's only Almiron and De Bruyne that's different for you and Mitrovic now, but you're getting him in, so.
But not this week. It's the following week that I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And Kevin De Bruyne is the one that worries me the most. It always will do. In fact, I'll ask you, I'm assuming you watched the game last night?
I did. And how Kevin De Bruyne didn't get anything from that, I mean, he was just unfortunately the assist of the assister.
Yeah.
He was incredible as normal. Man City and Grealish. I mean, I don't know how Grealish didn't score. It was just ridiculous. He had so many chances in front of goal. But De Bruyne, he's just a pleasure to watch. He's one of the most beautiful, technically gifted midfielders when it comes to passing and seeing and like judging, a pass and producing almost an impossible ball. Yeah, I mean, we talk about Nunes being a dream to play with, creating space. De Bruyne is a dream to play with because you know that if you make a run or you take a chance, he's going to find you. And time and time again, De Bruyne pulling off the goods. But obviously last night, generally been the one pass behind the assist, unfortunately.
Do you think you've pulled the trigger too early with these transfers? Because Darwin has got a very good fixture against Leicester next.
No, I don't, because I see Rashford having the bit between his teeth now, and I think having Rashford in my team will obviously block you off, even though we're very, very close now. And Mitrovic is someone that, has got Southampton. I think Mitrovic has got equal chance of keeping up with Darwin versus Leicester. Mitrovic versus Southampton, I think it's a fairly equal point ceiling between the two.
No, absolutely. Obviously, did you catch his price rise last night?
I did, yes. I caught I got Almiron's and Mitrovic's price rise.
Yeah, your money in the bank, whatever it's called, I've completely forgotten it now.
Team value.
Team value, bloody hell, is just incredible.
Well, you say that, but I lost value on Nunes. I think I lost 0.2 on Nunes, and I gained 0.2 on Almiron and Mitrovic. It's gone back to 1.4, 104 million. So
your team really is template United, isn't it? Barring a Kanji.
Template what? Oh, template United.
Yeah.
Relatively. I don't think everyone's got De Bruyne in. I think that's a big lump of, and I don't think everyone's got Salah in, to be honest. Salah and De Bruyne.
It's a toss-up between the two, isn't it? But when you look at that team, it's Robertson, a Kanji, it's the odd couple here or there, but predominantly.
I think having Salah, De Bruyne and Haaland in a team is very difficult.
Yes, yeah.
And I've managed to do it whilst retaining a very, I would argue, a fairly good, well-balanced team. Robertson, Trippier, Akanji, I mean, all play for good teams. Obviously, Akanji, is centre back, but Trippier and Robertson, very, very good for output in terms of whether it be set pieces, whether it be crosses from their fullback positions. You've got Almiron, who's a very creative midfielder, very attacking. Rashford, again, who's more like a striker than anything else. Martinelli, similar position. And then obviously Salah, De Bruyne, Mitrovic and Haaland. I think ultimately, player for player, very, very, very strong all-around team. Obviously, my bench, I've got Ben White and Dalot on my bench as well. I can use to rotate if fixtures deem it necessary. My idea was I could always go Akanji to Reece James and Dalot down to Bueno. Is it basic Bueno? Yeah. And that would have allowed me to have Reece James, Trippier and Robertson as a back three. But like you said, if he's out now, then it's changed my plans. So, but yeah, all in all, very happy with the team.
It's Akanji versus Wan-Bissaka, Kevin De Bruyne versus Kulusevski, Almiron versus Martial, and Mitrovic versus Darwin. And I think this week you win outright. It's the Man City triple up, but specifically Akanji and KDB. They've got Everton. It's guaranteed clean sheet, and it's
you think that
KDB at home, guaranteed 10-pointer.
Well, I need to obviously try to extend a bit of a lead because my lead is only down to 8 points now.
Yes, I think that's easy. I don't see Kulusevski doing well. I can see him getting something against Aston Villa, but I'm kind of gutted I own him in a way, because I always slate him. I'm never really impressed whenever I see him. He just seems to get something, but I easily put KDB ahead of Kulusevski, and that's stating the bloody obvious. I'm fully aware of that. It's even a stupid statement. But certainly for this week, I would argue that you're going to come out on top by, Akanji guaranteed clean sheet, Kevin De Bruyne.
I mean, that's the sort of team that if I had to keep it for the rest of the season, I would happily keep that team for the rest of the season.
Yeah. I think, like you say, Mitrovic is pretty much the same equivalent to Darwin this weekend. They've both got really good fixtures. They're both at home. I reckon you win outright this week by about 16 points. I think you go ahead of me. It all depends on, obviously, the Tottenham versus Aston Villa game, where if, Tottenham really want to pull something out the bag, then... Is
Haaland literally perma-captain now?
No. I don't think he's. I think we've had this discussion before. I think that the likes of yourself, albeit fortuitous, but whether you had Salah captain, we had Dally Pool that captained Rashford this week. And
but like, I think majority of people are going to captain Haaland. So is it just safer to just perma captain Haaland?
Yes, the simple answer is yes. But for people like us that are actually playing the game properly, I pride myself on my predictions, as you know, and I will go this season.
So you're not. So just quick question, just to say yes or no. Can you see yourself captaining many other players between now and the end of the season other than Haaland?
Not many more.
Okay. So there's how many games we've got left? We've got 10.
18, isn't it?
No, it's 18. Yeah,
18.
20.
20 games left.
20. We've got 20 games left. Out of those 20 games, just give me a rough idea. 5 games? 10 games?
Yeah, I think between...
I'm not going to hold you to it.
No, I know. Between 5 and 8 games,
yeah,
I'll captain someone different.
Okay. And will that be for double game week purposes? Obviously, fixtures. Obviously, I'm trying to. Are you more of a form over fixtures kind of guy, or are you a fixtures over form?
Yeah, I'm the fixture.
Right. Yeah.
We're kind of a mixture of both, really. I kind of work out in my head what's the likelihood of Liverpool beating Leicester by 4 goals. Well, it's not as high as Man City winning at least 4 or 5 against Everton.
Right.
My prediction for that game is probably going to be 4-0 to Man City, as a simple example. Whereas with Liverpool versus Leicester, it could be anything. It could even be like a Leicester-type pathetic win, but it won't be because I've seen the history and I know Liverpool like to play Leicester. But certainly this week would be madness to go against Haaland.
So that's what I've done with my team. What are you planning to do with your team?
You're
leaving it. You're going to roll the transfer.
Apart from Aaron Wan-Bissaka comes in for Reece James. Quick question, actually. Aaron Wan-Bissaka keeps his place. How well did he play?
Didn't put a thing wrong, but then he wasn't really tested that much, to be fair. I mean, it was one of those things where he had a solid performance, but against a more attacking team, would have seen a bit more. But we all know defensively, Wan-Bissaka has excelled. In previous seasons, he's very well known for being the spider, being able to wrap his foot around, get tackles in. However, he was always criticised about his output and his ability to pick out a ball, and he's definitely improved that. And I think that the game against you, that ball he put through was that incredible cross, sliding cross that he did. And also, a few balls he put in against Villa just demonstrate that he's got the ability to put a ball in, to pick a pass. In fact, am I right in saying, I'm trying to remember now, wasn't one of the build-ups to one of the goals?
Yes.
Was Wan-Bissaka?
Right, yeah.
He crossed the ball in.
Yes.
So again, he's picking out people in the box, which is what you want as a Wan-Bissaka owner. But the only thing is, Dalot, does he come back in and get that slot? I mean, he's been in press conferences. He's been speaking on behalf of the manager. I think it's his position. But if he comes back and he's not 100%, then maybe Wan-Bissaka will get a few more games. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the fixture list. You said it's all coming thick and fast, which you're right. My plans are quite. I'll be pretty much transparent. My plans are quite simple. I hold this week. Following week, it's just Mason Mount in for Kulusevski, Mitrovic in for one of Darwin or Martial. I don't know which one yet. And then the following week...
Has Mason Mount gone up yet?
No. And then the following week, it's going to be Kevin De Bruyne coming in for Mason Mount and then getting rid of whatever striker.
See, I can't... That's interesting because obviously you're getting him in for the double game week fixture. I can't get Mason Mount in. Because I haven't got the price point available. He's 7.5 million, and I've got Rashford, Almiron, and Martinelli as my midfielders at that sort of it's less than that price point. So I've got Salah, De Bruyne, Martinelli, Rashford, and Almiron. I've got no players at the 7.58 million price point. So that's
You've got no Chelsea cover barring the goalkeeper.
Barring the goalkeeper, yeah, none.
And you were going to get Reece. Did you watch that Chelsea game?
No, I didn't know. I can't even get Havertz in. Havertz is 7.7.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, that there are options. I mean, I'm not going to lie, Chelsea were terrible.
So there's a good chance, Steve-O, I don't go into that game week with any Chelsea players. No Chelsea outfield players.
So I will have then Andreas, Mitrovic, Mount, Kepa. I'll have 4 double game weekers.
Yes.
And KD, and there's you said about going against Haaland. There's a chance that I'll be captaining Mason Mount or Mitrovic. I don't know which one yet. Possibly Mitrovic.
Okay.
Whereas you, on the other hand, do you go just Haaland up against Chelsea, or do you go with Mitrovic?
Or do I go somewhere else?
Well, who else is there? I mean, Liverpool are. I don't see where they are.
They're at Brentford.
Oh, they're over Brentford. That's a horrible game. You're not going to captain Salah in that. Forget it. And Chelsea, on the other hand, I wasn't impressed at all by them.
Chelsea, I don't fear.
Well, in all seriousness, I've got to work this out because
I don't fear not having Chelsea players. They won't get any points against City, and Fulham is just a standard game week. So, I don't even look at Chelsea as hot cake. People to bring in. Like some people are like falling over themselves to bring in 3 Chelsea players right now, and I'm like, well, okay.
Well, I generally was gutted for Reece James. But
what were you expecting? 7 points, 8 points that game week? I mean, from Reece James, let's be honest, he's not going to get nothing against Man City.
How? He was very attacking in the match
against Man City. I know that, but you'd be lucky to get 2 points against Man City.
He had. Who did he even play on Monday? I've completely forgotten. Jeez, it was
who? What?
Chelsea.
Chelsea
Bournemouth.
just. Yeah.
Yes. They played Bournemouth. That was pretty much a guaranteed clean sheet. He didn't get it. We know why. He was very attacking in the game, so there was a chance that let's just be conservative here. 6 points, right? You would have got 6 points in that game. You've then got Nottingham Forest up next, who will be a tough fixture. There's no denying that. But let's, again, be conservative. Let's just say he gets an assist, but he concedes a goal. So that's 5 points. And then, like you say, in the double game week, it's just complete pot luck. And up against Man City, quite rightly, like you say, it's a very tough fixture. I'd expect Man City to just destroy them. And then away at Fulham, a good chance of attacking returns. But it's just nice to have that coverage. Now it's great. I've got to waste a transfer to get rid of him.
Well, that's not an issue I have to worry about. So I think
it's not. And that's why the ball's in your court.
I'm. This is one of the things I'm actually not. I'm not too fussed about it. Whereas I see people in Discord, on Twitter, and other places, will be fretting over it. And
in all seriousness, I just want to mention Dan. Actually, Dan sent me a very angry is a bit of a strong word.
How did Dan do?
He didn't do much with his team, but he was frustrated that he didn't bring in certain
He's still
players.
above me. He's still above me.
Yeah.
Damn it.
He didn't bring in Nketiah. He didn't bring in Kane. He said that he wanted to, and he did it because he decided that, he's going to read a bit of Fantasy Football Scout, which he does anyway, and he kind of like persuaded him to go with other options. And he just was annoyed by himself that, look, just go with my gut. That's why I've been doing so well this season.
He got 85 points, so I don't understand why he's getting... The thing is, 85 points...
His players that he wanted to bring in, like Kane and Nketiah...
I don't have any sympathy with people that get frustrated because they've decided to go against what they want to do because they've read something an influencer or a content creator, or they've read an article on a website and they think, oh, maybe I shouldn't because some FPL expert in inverted commas said, the best option is X, Y, and Z. I don't feel any sympathy for people that moan and complain about not listening to themselves. no sympathy. You can't moan. Like you're either someone that goes through and follows through with your decisions, or you're not. There's no two ways. You can't retrospectively go back and go, "Whoa, I was thinking about bringing that guy in all week and I didn't because I read this article and it said his XG wasn't as good as that player's XG and his heat maps weren't there and all of a sudden I spoke to this person on Discord and he said no, I should stick with Luke Shaw and all of a sudden you're starting to get moany and I literally just think you guys are prats."
Dan, what do you have to say for this?
Yeah, it's true. It's true though. It's sabotage. Like, I'm sorry, but if I
that's the title of the video, Dan.
If I was gonna whine about all of the things that I thought about doing and I didn't do and would have paid off for me over the years, oh my god, like that would be one of the most toxic, miserable, like shows ever.
Well, I personally went through it last season or season before when I was just consuming so much.
And I had no sympathy from you. I was saying to you, I said to you, so I've got absolutely no sympathy for you.
Yeah.
You can moan as much as you want, you can get angry as much as you want, but you are literally a sheep, and you can't justify. You can't literally. I've always said, if you make a mistake, you own that mistake. You're the one that causes that mistake. If you bring a player in and it flops, well, you know what? That's on you. But if you bring a player in and they flop and it's on the back of what someone else has said, you can't go bitching and moaning about these bad decisions, because at the end of the day, you're putting the decisions of your FPL team in someone else's hands. Therefore, you're not playing the game.
And that's why I was very happy with my Wan-Bissaka pick as an example and benching Trippier, because look,
I wouldn't say I'd be very happy about that. But...
Well, no, but my thought process of Man United getting a clean sheet, it happened, and it was just the fact that Newcastle kept.
But Newcastle, got an assist, I think you forgot how well Newcastle have been playing in the first half of the season, and maybe you. I did remember
how well Leicester were playing the second half. Oh, you know what I mean? Towards the end,
I've not been. Maddison was playing well up into the World Cup because he was trying to prove a point, but. Other than Maddison, I would say Leicester have been a very average team.
They won 4 and drew their last. Sorry, they won 4 and only lost 1.
Yeah, but who were they playing against? Did they beat anyone of significance?
They beat West Ham away. They beat.
Oh wow! They beat West Ham
Everton away.
Crystal Palace beat West Ham away.
Leeds.
You
can only beat what's in front of you, as Dan always says.
You can only beat what's in front of you. But I watching teams play, it's Leicester have not, from an FPL point of view, they've not given me any reason to.
But we're not talking from an FPL point of view. We're talking from a real life point of view, and they only just lost to Man City thanks to your Kevin De Bruyne captaincy of 1-0. You know, I'm not. You know, the teams that they've beaten or drawn against. Yeah, right.
They beat Wolves. Wow, they beat Wolves. I mean,
I'm not here disagreeing with you, but they can only beat what was put in front of them. And they were on an absolute downward spiral of loss.
Well, anyway, I still wouldn't have benched Trippier. But then looking at your team, who would I have benched, and who would I have played over? Yeah. And this is the case of having too many good players.
Yeah.
Reece James was a gamble. You said it yourself in the preview that. You know, he may not be fit, but you're going to roll the dice anyway. And of course, you know, arguably, probably it'll be a toss up really between Wan-Bissaka, James, or Kulusevski.
It would be between Trippier and Wan-Bissaka home and away rotation, but now that's been taken out of my hands. They're both playing this week.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. But you know, you asked about, like, you know, we went from Monday into Sunday into Tuesday into Wednesday, or however bloody many days it was. And overall, I think we can both come out with it with a smile and just say, I'm happy with it. As Cage Paps would say.
Well, I got a green arrow. I got a green arrow, a small green arrow, but a green arrow nonetheless. So did you.
Yeah. Where are you now overall ranked, just to mention?
869. I was up to 463,000 before Haaland played. and then my rank doubled.
When you saw Haaland scoring last night, was you just
yeah, man, that's just like, and the worst thing is that Meslier, he got hands to him as well.
Right.
You know, it's just like it could have been a different story, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking of people that are doing very well, do you want to just quickly go through the top of the various Elite FPL community leagues, just like the teams that are top, and just briefly go over
Rivals
the
League,
teams?
Rivals League. We've got Mateus FC Skilift has now taken first place. It's been some movement. So Mateus top spot, 1,051 points. It's crazy. 100 points. Look at that. 100 points exactly. Pat, oh my god, wow! He got one of his players got 0, and he's still got 100 points. That's how good he had. Trippier, Kepa, Rashford, Salah, Haaland, Mount, Martinelli all getting points. Martial, pretty much all of his players other than Cancelo and obviously Patson, who got nothing, came through for him. Wow, incredible. When your luck is in, right? And he got, going back onto the second place, he's got Vince. Second place, Hag Life, 84 points. FPL Maestro Jordan, 89 points. Third place, Matthew Azayashi up to 4th place in that league. So some movement there in the top 10. Capkin FPL as well, coming into 5th place as well. In the members league, we've got Harry Daniels. Harry, we know him. Tips, yeah, he's absolutely running away with 104 points this week. Just unbelievable. Where is he overall? Let's have a look.
I think it's 42,000, I believe.
13th. 13,000, sorry, 13,000.
13,000?
Yeah, 13,000, yeah.
Wow.
And then you got Madeline Tudor, second place. 91 points this week. MT 360 No Pope in third, and Matthew Eyes this year again in 4th place. All getting very, very good scores there. In fact, if you look through the league, it seems that 90 points that I scored was pretty much average.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, and the lower, a lot of people have got 95 plus points this week. It's mental. Then of course we go to the Royal Rumble League. Started in Gameweek 11. Kevin Mayer top there. Hoddles Bootlickers top spot. David Long second place. True Blues 99 points this week. Nice. Matthew Aziasi was spoken about. No Weak Foot. Murder on Zidane's Floor. Nice play on words there. 4th place. He's up to 4th. Andrew Warfare and Edgeworth dropping out of the top 4 in the Rumble League.
But what's the important thing, Jace? I'm 16th and you are 23rd. It's a 9-point difference. That will all change this week, I can assure you.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We didn't go far down. The Mod League, I dropped down from second place. Dan's gone back above me now by 2 points. Paulie he's a good 17, 27 points ahead of me now. So then we got YouTube Chat League.
Yes.
Uncle GCTV.
Look
GC
at
Warriors.
his goalkeeper, Jace.
Wow,
I knew someone had Sanchez, and I was thinking, who the hell is it?
Yeah. 81 points though, didn't do as well as others. Trossard, De Bruyne, Patterson with 0.
Odegaard.
Darwin, Odegaard, 11 points from Odegaard. And of course, Madeline Tudor, Jordan, the 3rd place there. Matthew Azayashi, I always have struggled saying his last name, 4th place. There's been some changes in the top 10. John Harris has moved up into 8th place. No Weak Foots in 7th. Michael Svedin, we all know Michael Svedin, up to 6th. Jordan Brennan into 5th. So some good movement there, and it's still very, 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 very tight in the YouTube Chat League. In and around the top. If you look at it, the top, from 4th place, which is 1,030, down to 10th place, there's a difference of 12 points. That's insane. Right, so yes, that is the leagues.
Brilliant. I think we'll just get on with our predictions for this upcoming game week, because they're all coming thick and fast. I didn't realise that once this game week finishes, the next one starts. That's how quick it is happening, Jace.
So
this week finishes on the 1st, and then we get game week 19 on the 2nd, which is the Monday.
I love it. I wish this would be all the time. Obviously, players would be exhausted, and rotation would be massive. But anyway, let's move on to the predictions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're gonna get out the old pen.
Do you want me to get the old pen out?
Well, you normally do, so I think we absolutely should be getting out the old pen and.
Right. You like the pen, don't you?
Well, it adds a bit of effect.
It's something it's something that other channels don't have, at least.
Yeah, that's what makes us unique.
We did it first. Yeah, we did it first.
Watch the other big channels doing the same thing.
Yeah. Right then. Okay, what colour do you want to be?
I always go with red.
Right.
Always red. It's 6:15 as well, Jason.
Right.
The deadline. Remember that. Don't be asleep.
I've changed the captaincy onto Haaland now, so it's all right. Right. West Ham versus Brentford. West Ham at home to Brentford.
God. It's difficult, isn't it? Very, very difficult. You know, two teams which don't like to win. Brentford away from home have only won once, drawn 4, lost 3.
Do you want me to go first?
I just assumed I was going first.
Well, I was waiting for you to say something, so I'm going to go 1-1.
I've just been speaking. Did you not hear me?
No?
Oh, yeah, I was just speaking.
Go on then.
No, I was just saying that... Is it coming through? Yeah, that's fine. I was just saying that Brentford are 11th in the table for away results. They've only won once, drawn 4, lost 3, scored only 10 but conceded 18, which suggests that there could be some goals in West Ham. West Ham, on the other hand, at home, they do like to lose a game, but they don't score many goals. The last 2 at home have ended in losses. I think these two could cancel each other out, Jace. You said 1-1, did you?
Yeah.
I'll go with 1-1 as well.
Yes, it's nice when we agree. Liverpool versus Leicester. I don't think Leicester are going to do much at all. I don't see them scoring in that game. And I think Nunes now is going to punish me, especially now I've got rid of him. So I'm gonna go 3-1. Oh no, sorry, 3-0. Sorry, because I said that Leicester aren't going to score. 3-0 to Liverpool in this game, and Nunes to get at least a goal. You?
Yeah, I'm actually a lot more bullish than you. I'm going to give Liverpool an extra goal. I think they're going to absolutely batter Leicester. I know their history is pretty much average score of 3-0, basically, but I think they're going to have a lot of fun against Leicester. It's the first home game back.
I'm gonna regret selling Nunes a week too early.
Well, I said that. Look, they've got equal fixtures, Fulham and Liverpool. But I just think that the quality of Liverpool will come through. And I just know in the back of my head that Brendan Rodgers never seems to do well against Liverpool since he left. So I'm going to go with... I'm going to give them a goal, though. I'm going to go 4-1.
Oh, okay. Wolves, then we move on to Saturday lunchtime. Wolves at home to Man United. Now, Wolves... I mean... I don't see much from an attacking viewpoint from them. I think it's a case of, can they keep United out? Can they keep those floodgates closed? With the Man United team that are looking revitalized. I'm going to go, no. I don't think they are going to be able to hold out Man United indefinitely. I don't think it's going to be an absolute whitewash. However, I think that United will comfortably win. And I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory to Manchester United.
Oh, I completely everything you just said. Agree with your sentiments. This new manager that's coming is going to have to obviously try and turn around Wolves' results. They've already got the one victory against Everton, albeit again it tells me more about
Last minute.
Wow, really? Was it last minute?
Yeah, literally was the last kick of the game. From what if I remember, I only saw the highlights, so it may not have been the last kick of the game. It may have just been the last highlight that happened, but it was late on in the game at the very least.
Yeah, Wolves last 6 at home. They've lost 4 and only won 2. They've only scored 5 goals all season, Jace, at home. Conceded just 13. I say just. Man United, on the other hand, they do like to play away from home. 1-4, drawn 1, lost 3. Scored 11, conceded 16. A bit of a mixed bag for Man United. They've lost 2, won 3, drawn 1. I think this is going to be I'm going to go 2-1 to Man United, but honestly, if it ended 1-0 to United, I would not be surprised. But I'm going to go 2-1 to United.
Oh, by the way, the goal that came against Wolves, Eight Nori scored that winning goal for Wolves.
Right.
In the 95th minute. It was literally the last kick of the game. That's insane. So what are you going to go, sorry?
I'm going 2-1 to United. A goal in it.
Wan-Bissaka not getting you that clean sheet.
No, I don't think so.
You like betting against yourself, don't you, Stevie?
I'm only right.
Bournemouth then are hosting Crystal Palace in a game that very little in the terms of the FPL community will be interested in. I will not be watching this game. It's not, I don't even think it's on. It's not on TV. So, Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth might get something out of this. Being at home, I'm gonna go with a 1-0 or 2-1. 2-1 to Bournemouth.
So I'm just looking here at Bournemouth at home. They are terrible. They've only scored 9 goals. They've only conceded 8, and the majority of those goals have come in the last 2 matches where they beat Everton 3-0 and they lost 3-2 to Tottenham. On the other hand, Crystal Palace away from home, yeah, they are pants. Only won the once. Only scored 5, conceded 10. Do you know what, Jace? What did you just go with? 1-2-1 to Bournemouth?
2-1 to Bournemouth, yeah.
I'm going to go with an absolute damp squib here. I would not be surprised if it ends 0-0.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 0-0.
I think 1-0 to Bournemouth is.
Like I said, it's the same with Man United.
You're going to go 0-0, yeah?
I'm going to go 0-0, yeah.
Okay. Okay, Fulham. The next game is Fulham versus Southampton. Mitrovic. For me.
So you'll be streaming then this weekend, will you? Excellent.
I mean, there's a small chance I may, but I always jinx it when I do. Fulham versus Southampton. I'm gonna go 2-0 to Fulham.
2-0 to Fulham. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm on the same wavelength as you here.
Wow.
Southampton are terrible away from home. In fact, they've lost 5 of the last 6, only winning once, and that was against, ironically, Bournemouth, where they won 1-0. They haven't drawn a single game away from home. They've only won 2, and they are pants. Whereas Fulham, on the other hand, it is again a bit of the mixed bag results-wise, but they do like scoring at home. They've scored 14, but they like to concede as well. Conceding 13. You're going 2-0. I'll go with. Do you know what? To hell with it. I'm going to go 3-1 to Fulham.
Wow. Come on, Mitrovic. And then we've got, of course, Manchester City versus Everton. This is going to be floodgates. I'm going to go 5-0.
You're going 5.
Straight. I don't even have to think about it. I think this could be a game that City could score as many as they want.
Agreed. I do vaguely remember every single season when Man City have got game after game after game, they always seem to win 2-0.
They'll rotate, won't they?
They will. Foden will come in.
Foden will play.
Green is missing so many opportunities. He'll be happy with the assists for Haaland, but I think Foden comes back in. I'm just going to agree with you. You're saying 5. it will be a walkover here. I'm going to go 4-0 to Man City.
You're going to be a bit more cautious. Yeah, right, yeah. Newcastle versus Leeds. Okay, this for me, I think this is going to be an absolute cracker of a game. I think Leeds will go attacking. I think there'll be a lot of chances, a lot of space in that game. Don't think either midfields will necessarily have complete control of the game. However, Newcastle have got the quality in Almiron, in Guimaraes, in what's his name, Maximin, who's now back. I would say 3-1 to Newcastle.
You've nicked the prediction out of my head. So Newcastle don't lose at home, and they don't concede at home either. They've only conceded 5 goals all season.
Oh, 3-0 then.
well, this is the thing, but they've scored 17. However, Leeds, they are terrible away from home. They've won 1 out of the last 6, lost the other 5. They've scored 10 away from home.
And they do score.
Yes, but they've conceded 17. So I'm going to go 3-1, Jace, another 3-1.
It's very rare that we agree on more than one prediction. Brighton then, of course, in the evening kickoff. Brighton hosts Arsenal, a derby game. Roughly, sort of a derby, I guess. I think Arsenal will just pip this. I'm going to predict 2-1 to Arsenal.
Is this going to be a hat trick? Not quite.
2-0 to Arsenal.
2-1. 2-1. Arsenal at home. Brighton at home.
We'll get a goal.
They don't score many and they don't concede many either. A bit of a mixed bag at home. 1-3, lost 2, drawn 1. Arsenal, on the other hand, are top of the league with quite literally as well. But in the away form, they are top as well. 6 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. They've won 4 and drawn 1. And their loss was against, if I put it up here, was against Man United of all teams, 3-1.
Yeah,
I completely agree with you here. I think Arsenal nick it 2-1.
And then we move on to Sunday's games, which is 2 o'clock. Spurs at home to Aston Villa. Spurs, people with Kulusevski, with Harry Kane, not many with other players than that really in their teams. We'll be hoping that Aston Villa get swept aside. I don't see it myself. I'm going to go with a very low scoring game. I'm going to go with I think it'll either be 1-0 to Spurs or it'll be 1-1. I'm going to go 1-0 Spurs. I don't see this game being very edge of your seat or in any way, shape or form.
Well, this is when we actually disagree. I think Tottenham are going to have some fun here.
Okay.
They like to score goals at home. They've scored 21 goals at home, Jace, this season from 8 matches. Won 6, lost 2, drawn 0. They've conceded 11 though, so we're talking the average score being 2-1 to Tottenham. Aston Villa, on the other hand, are absolutely pants away from home. They've won once, drawn 2, lost 5, scored only 5, conceded 16. This could be the day people like Brew will be celebrating to the hilltop after Tottenham have demolished Aston Villa. I'm going to stick my neck on the line here. I think Conte is going to put a rocket up their backsides, and I'm going to go with a 4-1.
Oh my God, you have...
Harry Kane to get a double.
And
I'm hoping Kulusevski does something.
Penalties. Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea in the later game. A game where people will be hoping that, obviously, that fixture, target the Forest fixture. Havertz, Mount owners will be hoping that they will get something out of this. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say that this is gonna be a 2-0 to Chelsea.
I think Chelsea win.
Yeah, I think Nottingham Forest are useless. Even more useless than Chelsea.
Well, this is the issue. I think that Nottingham Forest could potentially get something out of this game. They've won 3, drawn 2, lost 3, only conceded 10. Scored 10, conceded 11. Chelsea, on the other hand, away from home, 1-3, drawn 1, lost 4. Very similar to Nottingham Forest.
So you think this could be the shock of the week then?
I think this could be potentially another 0-0. Potentially.
Oh, right. Well, okay. Is that getting something out of the game? Is it a 0-0?
Well, Nottingham Forest it will be. Chelsea are not scoring goals away from home. They've only scored.
So you're going 0-0.
I think. What did you say? 2-1 to Chelsea. 2-0 to Chelsea. I think Nottingham Forest have got enough in them to get a 1-1.
So you're changing it to 1-1.
I'm going to go 1. Well, I didn't say 0-0. You put it in the words of my mouth. I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay. 1-1. Okay.
Chelsea,
well, there we have it. There we have it. Those are the predictions. Looking at them, we've got a lot of similar outcomes. And in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 10 outcomes are the same between us.
Similar to our teams, basically.
Yeah, we're very agreeable this year, Steve. This is weird. We're also very close to each other in not only the overall rankings but in the leagues that we're in as well.
Based on those scores, let's get real here. If everything goes my way, or more specifically,
it's the FPL bias coming out now.
You've got no. Fulham, I'm predicting to score 3 goals. So Mitrovic, you'd like to think is going to be involved heavily in that.
City, De Bruyne.
City, I've gone 4. You'd expect, and I've already said Kevin De Bruyne, a double-digit haul there. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Like I said, I think this week, mate, you're gonna. I'm gonna predict it now. You're gonna come out on top by about 16 points.
I'll take that. Any day of
the
week.
Bloody will.
Yeah. Well, considering how similar our teams are, of course I'll take that. Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's Kevin De Bruyne against Kulusevski.
Well, you said 4-1 to Spurs. If it comes through and Kulusevski gets double-digit return, then that will cancel out to KDB. So
potentially,
it could all be another. It could be another situation where we get Saturday out of the way. I'm lovely and smug because KDB gets something. We get to Sunday games. You're angry and you're putting out rants about it, and then all of a sudden Kulusevski get yourself a brace, and then everything's hunky dory with Steve-O in the land of Steve-O, and he's back to being level on points with me. There we go.
It's just it's a damn shame that Reece James unfortunately got injured, because that would have been that differential for the Nottingham Forest game. Kulusevski and Reece James on the final weekend.
You're not tempted to get him out in before?
No. There's no point. I don't need to. He's got a tough game away at Nottingham Forest. And that goal was very, very lucky from Mason Mount.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you need a bit of luck, don't you? You
do. You've got to take those chances, and he took it very, very well. There's no denying it. It was an excellent goal. Absolutely. So yes, that has been the preview for Gameweek 18, which is coming in thick and fast. You're watching this back. We've recorded this on the what day are we? Wednesday afternoon. No, it's not Wednesday. It's Thursday. Thursday afternoon. Coming out now at 8 o'clock.
It's coming out today in a few hours' time. So please hit the comments up, guys. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new around these parts, and look out for on our social media. Join our Discord, discord.gg/Elite FPL, at Elite FPL on Twitter and Instagram. And guys, most importantly, just enjoy time with your family before you get back to work. And hope that I can stay above Steve-O. And that's it. Thoughts and prayers. Yeah.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Wave, Steve-O. He's waving.